Welcome back in, you beautiful, beautiful heathens, to Sweaty Time Pro Wrestling, the only podcast in the Marshland Media Empire detailing episode by episode, beat by beat, and breakdown by breakdown, Lucha Underground, the combined effort between AAA and El Rey Network. I am one of your hosts. I watch a bunch of wrestling, and I'm a dork about it. My name is Sean.
And I'm James.
Hell yeah. Well, if this is your first episode, thanks you so much for joining us. We're just a couple of goofs, one who loves wrestling a bunch, one who's growing to love wrestling a bunch day by day.
Growing to love Lucha Underground, okay, brother?
Okay, and of course, Hulk Hogan. You can't stop talking about the Hulkster.
No, that's you. You love the guy. I like Macho Man Randy Savage, and I've said we live in an alternate universe because in every single other 52 universes, if we're talking DC, because yes, there's actually 53. One's just like chimpanzees or something. We're the only one where Hulk Hogan came out on top.
Just imagine being a person where people are arguing, no, you like this guy. No, you like this guy. When in actuality, everyone fucking hates you, Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan, thank you for listening to the podcast, but we both fucking hate you.
Okay, I like his movies.
You like Dave the Dragon.
Yes, I love Dave the Dragon from Three Ninjas High Noon at Mega Mountain. This is not sarcasm. Go to patreon.com/MLM pod. You can hear me in real time, watch along to it, and then discuss it afterwards. How much I love that movie, and specifically Dave Dragon. But actually, Jim Varney's looking pretty swarmy in there.
Jim Varney's kind of sexy, period. I think I was on that episode too. I was not as kind to Dave Dragon, but that's only because I knew Hulk Hogan stories behind the scenes.
Yeah, but not behind these scenes of Lucha Underground because he never went on temple soil.
And we thank you for that every day. We are on season 2, episode 17, Crime and Punishment.
Imagine Hulk Hogan going to be on Lucha Underground and everyone just being like, nah, man, we're going to whoop your ass. Like, you're not getting over.
I don't know. It's a weird time. I mean, I think Hogan would have just left TNA at this point.
Titty Addy.
But like, he's still like, Hogan really doesn't get publicly ousted. He doesn't get canceled until the sex tape comes out where he says the N-word a whole bunch.
I still feel like the temple believers would be like, fuck you, Hogan. You just couldn't get him over. And just imagine him going up against Pentagon, and Pentagon just like pulls out a glove covered in thumbtacks and he's like, all right, this is what you signed up for, Hulkster.
How do you read my dream diaries, James? That's crazy that you do that in vivid detail.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like, ideally, yeah, but like you also look, I don't know. It's the same sort of thing in video games where you have like the diehard market and the casual market. And like there is always some money to be made, and it always looks better to investors to sort of cater to the casual market. I started watching, I didn't finish it yet, but Elimination Chamber was this weekend. And there's like a dude in the front row with an old school Hollywood Hulk Hogan t-shirt. And I was just like, gross. It's 2024.
Sean, you know who would love it if Hulk Hogan had been a Lucha Underground wrestler?
Who would have loved it?
Chavo Guerrero, because finally he'd have someone's duffel bag to shit in.
If this is your first episode, this joke has been going on for years. I love the idea, like he's like, yeah, finally my time to shit in someone else's duffel bag. And he takes a big stinky doo-doo, and then he turns around and he looks at the tag, and the tag says Chavo Guerrero. And he's, no, he switched bags with me, the eternal politicker, Hulk Hogan. And Hogan gets away with an unshitted bag once again.
But what Hogan didn't know is Chavo likes to put talcum powder coat the inside of his bag now. So
because of all this shit.
Yeah,
sure.
and most of the time wrestlers, they got the diarrhea. They're trying to get weight.
Wait, most of the time? Most of the time in your existence, not just like you think of all the times you were awake, now most of the time you have diarrhea.
Yeah, so because they're trying to get weight.
Tough enough, never talked to you about that one.
It's crazy how Sean isn't saying that doesn't happen in professional wrestling.
No, I'm saying I'm more like James. How did you uncover these secrets?
So yeah, Chavo, he never needs to shit in a duffel bag, so he doesn't need it to be runny. He eats prunes, he eats beans, he's fibrous. So he's got thick logs in there. It's just like kind of like a sugar-coated donut now. He puts that into the Hulkster's lunchbox, and then he takes a big old bite of some Chavo shit.
Yeah.
Chavo shit.
I've
that
heard
sounds
of crispy.
bad.
I've heard of Krispy Kreme, but shitty cream? What?
No. Crispy can sound like crappy cream.
Okay, yours is not that much better than mine.
But it at least is an allusion. No. No. What's when it has the A, like it's...
It rhymes at the first part, but not at the second part. I think that is called...
Yeah, an allusion.
I think that is an allusion, yeah.
Okay, all right.
All right, okay.
All right. Hey, ladies.
Yeah, this is our second podcast together, so we're both... I think we're loopy. Are we coming in loopy? I'm coming in loopy.
I'm stoned.
Oh, wow. No, James. But I would call the police, but I don't want to talk to them. So your secret is safe with me and the sweaty time faithful. You are we 5 minutes in? Okay. You fucking beautiful bastards out there listening to us. Thank you so much. That's right. I listen to some of the other podcasts on this network, and I hear the notes that I swear too much in the first 5 minutes. So I'm getting better.
Sean, did you know a bastard is someone born out of wedlock?
Now, James, I did know that.
Okay, yeah, hell yeah.
All right. Hey, all you motherfuckers born out of wedlock, that's cool. It means your parents fuck. And and we love to hear it. Tell us all your parents' fucking stories in the email listed below. But first, we got to talk about Lucha Underground.
Guys, think about it this way. Think of your father. Like, really think of your father. Then think of your mother. Really think about your mother, okay?
Take the time to mentally marinate on your mother and also your father.
And just know that Daddy creamed in mommy, okay?
Daddy got that Krispy Kreme donutted all up inside of your mother's vaginal fuck.
Okay, we could have just like kept it. Like
I know we could have. I tried.
Euphemism, not euphemism. Innuendo.
Hold on. Daddy Krispy Kremed innuendo, donutted innuendo. And I just need a third one so I can go home and this curse will be lifted on me. And this demon will return.
Inside her crawler.
Inside of her crawler. Thank you, James. Daddy Krispy Kremed and donutted inside of your mommy's crispy crawler. And now we're all free.
Season 2, episode 17. No mas.
No, wait. No, that's the last week. Hold on now. James, did you watch the right episode?
Graver consequences.
No.
Larry Man from the Veggie Tales.
No, you know that's incorrect.
Larry boy.
Ads. The Veggie Tales. That memory came up on my Facebook memories today.
Yeah,
the first time we did Veggie Pals. Yeah. And I thought about sharing it, and then I'm like, wait, I can't let people know that this might come back one day.
Hotel party?
I can't be aware. If we ever do Veggie Pals again, I can't know about it. I need to like just come onto the podcast one episode, and then James starts introducing us as Veggie Pals, and I'm like, what? And then I look at all my notes, and that's when I realize I just watched an entire episode of Veggie Tales and took notes on it. That's the only way I can do Veggie Pals again.
Sean, this is what would actually happen. I come to you and I say, whoa, did you know that Matt Cross, a.k.a. MDog20, a.k.a. Son of Havoc.
Of course. Love him.
He started a movie called Powerbomb. You got to come over and we'll do a watch along of it. You're pumped. You're airboxing on the brown line. And then you sit down and I push play and then you hear the Veggie Tales theme.
No, wait. I don't like how close to home that is because I'm coming over ideally this Wednesday to watch Powerbomb starring Matt Cross, aka M-Dog20. No.
No, we're doing the Dead Sleep Easy.
Oh, we're doing the Dead Sleep Easy, right? We're doing so many, guys, we're doing so much cool shit over on the Patreon and all sorts of fucking shit. So get on board. This ain't even plugs. We're giving you plugs early. That's how much we love to give you, you beautiful fucking bastards.
And just so you know, I will not fake you out this time because I did spend $20 on this DVD. I need to get use out of it.
Yes. Also, fuck Veggie Tales.
No, today is the time when the crown will be championed.
Yes. What? Yes. It's Gift of the Gods Day today at the temple.
There we go.
So that's going to be our big main event, the 7-way to crown our new Gift of the Gods champion. But we'll get into all of that as we get into this episode, Crime and Punishment. That opens with the band this week, El Conjunto Nueve Ola. Play us into the temple, but hold on. We're going to take a quick little diversion into Dario's office, who's putting a bunch of money in a getaway bag. This never comes back up. Why Dario is trying to escape before the episode even begins. Never comes back up. We don't know why. He's just putting a bunch of money in a bag for some reason.
It'll happen. It'll be brought up in a further episode. Because remember, we were like, why is he like this Red Bull? And then it actually pays off.
It does. The money thing is a little different to me because he's like, that's something you do immediately. That's like right before you flee the country. And he probably will still try and flee. It's just really funny that he's just like, I don't know. It makes me giggle to think that he's just putting all this money in the bag and then he's like, oh, never mind. Cage is here. By the way, Cage is here.
Maybe it's just for the bank deposit.
Maybe that's just how he makes bank deposits. Yeah. Hurriedly and in a flop sweat. Like, yeah, that's just Dario, dude. But Cage is here. He bursts into the door and, he's still pissed. A couple weeks ago, Chavo stole Cage's medallion. And the medallions, the 7 ancient Aztec medallions, are the only way to get into the Gift of the Gods title match. So Chavo, he's stealing food off of Cage's table, and he's pissed about it. Problem is, that's Cage's problem, not Dario's.
Yeah, how Dario says that, going, well, that sounds like your problem, not mine. So good.
Like, shit, dude, that's kind of why it is. Dario's not wrong. Kind of why it is. That's not a sentence I should have said. That didn't make sense.
He is also talking exactly how, like, an actual boss talks. Like, that's not my problem. It's yours. Ugh, no. We're a team here.
Dario is disgusting. It's one of the many things I respect so much about how they nailed this character. That Dario can so quickly flip from super hot to like, how can I help you? I want to help. Like when he was with Sexy Star and like really like, if you can give him something, he will bend over backwards for you. But the second you don't have anything for him, nothing. Absolutely cold. As brutal. But we get that cold Dario here. He advises Cage to figure this out because the Gift of the Gods ceremony is coming up right now. And if Chavo puts the medallion in the belt, he's in the match, bud. So Cage takes off his jacket. I don't know why, but he does. And he promises that for Chavo to do that, he'll have to go through Cage.
When I was a kid, I also put the medallion not on my belt, but under my belt as I stole Jackie Chan's The Medallion on DVD.
Wow.
I'm like, Chavo, I stole a medallion.
You're the Chavo of DVDs. Dario invites Cage to the ring with him, which we go to now. We cut to Melissa Santos in the ring announcing Dario, who comes out of the office, followed by Cage. And Dario explains the Dragon Ball-like nature of the Gift of the Gods belt and medallions. If you're new or you want a quick refresher, there are 7 ancient Aztec medallions, which combined into this belt create the Gift of the Gods title. And this is a championship that you can cash in at any time to a week from then get a Lucha Underground championship match. That's kind of the, so if it's the medallions are the Dragon Balls, the belt is the dragon, and the wish is for a championship match. Very Dragon Ball-like. And if you don't watch Dragon Ball, I can only apologize, but trust me, I fucking nailed that metaphor. Dude, I nailed that metaphor like a fucking carpenter, baby.
Yes, but if you don't watch Lucha Underground, Sean did not nail that metaphor.
I'm kidding. That metaphor. You kidding me? And to enter the match, this is what the ceremony is. This is the placing of the medallions into the belt. So here comes the competitors to place their medallions in the belt. We have Tejano. We have a cop. We have Sinestro de la Muerte. Spooky. There's all these, and Dario's doing like all these little asides the entire time. He's so cute. Dario's being very cute right now.
Yeah, when Sinestro comes up, he puts it in, looks at Dario, then looks away and starts walking, and just a solid beat. Dario goes, spooky. And it's so as cute. If Nicole were in the room, sees that and she would go, spooky.
When Dario is winning, something I'm noticing about Dario, whenever he's winning or whenever he has the upper hand, he's an absolute cutie. Mm-hmm. Like when he's not, he's the opposite. He is flop sweating. He is nervous. He is as weasel as weasels go. But when he's winning, this dude's a fucking sweetheart. Out comes Aerostar. Welcome to Earth. This one, the return of the Mack. Okay, that's your little joke. You made a return of the Mack reference. Then Dario goes on as the Mack is putting it in. Actually, James, you got this one? What does Dario say?
He says, baby Mack, baby Mack, baby Mack. Wait, no, I think he's trying to do a baby Mack, baby Mack, baby Mack.
But he's not. He's going baby, baby Mack, baby Mack, baby Mack, Mack, baby, baby Mack, baby Mack, baby Mack. It's like he's trying to do the I want my baby Mack, but he's not. It's so, I don't know what he's doing. Damn. But I love it.
I want my baby Mack, baby Mack, baby Mack, baby Mack, baby Mack wins, guys. Mack won. Episode over.
All right, there are two more competitors. The Mack puts it in, canceled, puts their medallion in, and wait a minute, where, that's 6. Where is the 7th medallion? The temple faithful break out into chant, chicken shit, chicken shit. And out comes our hero with a steel chair and all of the heart in the world, Chavo Guerrero, and the 7th medallion.
Yeah, he comes out with the medallion, ego, and a steel chair. You got to include the ego. That's what Stryker emphasizes.
You know it. I took it for granted, and I can only apologize. You heathen bastards listening to our podcast, I apologize to each and every one of you. Except for you, Jeff. Go fuck yourself, Jeff.
Baby Mack, baby Mack, baby Mack.
Baby Mack, baby Mack. Cage holds up in the ring. He's squaring off. Chavo's kind of on the outside, figuring out a way to get in. Dario's enjoying every moment of this. He starts calling like, fight it out. Fight it out. And then the crowd chants in, fight it out. Fight it out. Chavo enters. Cage ducks the chair and stomps out Chavo in the corner. Cage takes the little bag, the little pouch that holds the medallion, pulls out the medallion, but it's not a medallion. It was a ruse, a red herring, a steel washer in place of the medallion. Where is it? Well, it's right behind you, Cage, attached to the steel chair that Chavo's going to smash into your back. Cage gets jumped from behind with the chair. Chavo takes the medallion, places it into the belt, cementing his spot in the Gift of the Gods match. Cage scores a discus lariat onto Chavo, but he's still not in the match. Dario says, sorry, man. Cage reminds Dario, I'm not a man. I'm a
machine.
Crowd jumps in to chant along with him. Big Weapon X onto Chavo. It's a little consolation prize for not being in the match, but consolation nonetheless.
Baby machine, baby machine, baby machine.
We had a 4-way match up next.
Real quick, at this time, I'm so stupid. You didn't see it coming, is all I'm gonna say. I thought Sinestro, Mack, or Sexy were going to win.
Oh, the match? I had a feeling. Okay, that's a good idea. Let's call them out now. You have it between Sinestro,
Mack, and Sexy.
Mack and Sexy. I could have seen Sinestro. Actually, I had Sinestro. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm rooting for Chavo. I don't think he will because he never does. I really think my big one was Sinestro. He ate 2 men's hearts and is now 3 men in one body. And he's got a new little chest piece, which is very nice.
Oh, gross. Thinking of just like having like physically. Now, I know this is going to sound pornographic, but I'm not. I'm trying to make it body horror. Like
James,
2 other dudes inside of you. Fuck. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and then like your like skin's ripping off and you're like, yeah, because you have like so much like mass inside of you, but I'm not talking about a penis.
I want to put it out there that I have not said anything. James is responding to himself.
No, I'm responding to the damn TikTok comment saying, oh yeah, James talking more about being doubly penetrated by men.
Listen, if you're not looking for some pornographic body horror, you're on the wrong, I'll say network, baby. That's what we fucking do, Marshland Media style. The pornographic body horror.
Yes, Marshland Media, specializing in laughs, goofs, and pornographic body horror.
That's what it says on my contract.
That's what it says on our flag.
Yep, we saluted every podcast recording.
That's why I'm always saluting. I asked Nicole, I said, why do you think I just salute everyone? And she's like, I think it's a neurodivergence in you.
We have a 4-way match. Argenis versus Daga versus Cobra Moon versus Masquerita Sagrada. Famous B interrupts Melissa's intros to plug his own hotline, 423.
Get fame.
Goddamn right. And introduce his client, Masquerita Sagrada.
Woo! AKA
Masquerita Sagrada?
the winner of the next match.
Oh, yeah, that's true. It's not clear where they're going with this yet. Like, they don't have opponents to feud with. It's weird. Famous B clearly has a motivation, right? His motivation is to get a lot of contracts, get a lot more clients, and to get his clients to where they want to be, fame. But we don't have, like, that clear opposition and that clear immediate goal yet. And like, that's more on the writing team, you know, like, let's get this guy in a story. Let's get these 3 Masquerita, beautiful,
Brenda.
Oh my gosh, what's her, thank you. Beautiful Brenda and Famous B. I want them in a storyline because their characters are awesome. And the temple is so on it. When he says 423, they all chant and get fame. You see the guys people in the crowd holding up the business cards. Famous B is hot right now. He just needs a storyline.
Can I pitch a song parody to you?
I would beg that you do.
Brenda's got a baby Mac, baby Mac, baby Mac,
baby Mac. I want my baby Mac, baby. Cage is a machine.
Yeah.
Pornographic body horror.
Okay, so it's been a while since I've caught just someone talking in the crowd. I think they weren't recording in stereo for a little bit. That's what it felt like. Or it just wasn't mixed like fully in stereo. So I just hear someone like in between Famous B talking. Someone just goes, Famous B.
Like that's like how really like that's how over Famous B is, and it's like, and it's one of these like it's there's a comedy gimmick to it. Like Famous B is kind of, you know, he's a used car salesman of a Hollywood agent, but like he's getting it over so well. The hotline is blowing up. We heard it from Justin, and like it's those things that get over. Like, they're not written necessarily to get over. They're not written to be the most important spot on the card. So you don't have to give them the most important spot on the card. But you do want to give them storylines and opponents and rivalries. Not just opponents, but like a rivalry, an opposition, right? And we're almost there. Like, it's to the point, like, he could be babyface, he could be a heel. This character can do anything, but you got to give him an opportunity. And I can't wait to see that. I
really want to see him try to sign Matanza.
I also do too as well.
Just to see him get his shit wrecked in the process.
I want to see him and Dario go back and forth. I think those are 2 very fun characters. And again, Dario is so hot and cold. See Dario coming like welcoming, like, oh, of course, Famous B, thank you, sit down. Can I get you some thin gravy? What do you want? Well, your brother. And then he just flips it on a dime. And it goes from like silly Dario to kind of scary Dario. Ugh.
This would be a great match. Famous B says, hey, if Mascarita Sangrada can stay in the ring, cannot get pinned, knocked out, whatever, for 3 minutes with Matanza. That's 3 minutes. If you think Dario, hey, he could just throw him out of the ring real quick, out of here in 20 seconds. But if he can stay in for 3 minutes, I get to book next week's episode. That would be, and then like somehow Mascarita like does it. He stays in for 3 minutes. Maybe Matanza accidentally like trips and like gets caught in the ropes for like a full minute while Mascarita is just like on the other side of the ring saying, "Oh God, oh God."
Yes. But what if instead of booking next week's episode, if Mascarita Sagrada stays in the ring with Matanza for 3 minutes, you have to let Matanza go on a play date with me, Mascarita, and the beautiful Brenda. And then next week, he does it. He somehow manages to do it. And it's just a bunch of like, hey, let's go check out Los Angeles. You've been cooped up in a cage for the whole season and a half. Look at that. It's the Hollywood sign. Wow, it's the old Chinese theater. Whoa. That's a Robert De Niro lookalike. Doesn't it look just like Robert De Niro? Can you believe it's not? Wow.
Whoa, Matanza, is this where you're from? And then it's the La Brea Tar Pits. Because he's an ancient being.
No, he's got the soul of an ancient being or something trapped in him. He's just a dude.
He got that dog in him.
Yeah, that dog of an ancient being. He's got that Cthulhu in him.
Cthulhu?
Yeah, Cthulhu's an ancient being.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like dogs. I would have said he's got that Cerberus in him.
He's got that Abe Vigoda in him.
Who's that?
Abe Vigoda. He was an actor. He's an ancient being.
Okay.
Yeah.
But let's get into this match that is so good.
This is my favorite bell rings moments. Bell rings, Cobra Moon, she's still like posed in the corner. Mascarita just drop kicks the shit out of her.
Yeah.
It's so mean. It's so fucking mean. Then he starts running tilt-a-whirl circles around Argenis and Daga. Like Mascarita's doing the thing up until Cobra Moon comes back and cuts him off.
No! And during this, Stryker's making short jokes left and right and is saying, he's from Little Hollywood. Is he getting
small roles in short films?
Yes.
Yeah.
Vamp says, that's crazy. Did you hear back from those calls too? Something along those lines of like kind of putting him in his place.
Yeah, which is what you want. You want like I don't know. It's weird. Matt Stryker on so many levels, like part of me wants to say fuck him. But then also after watching the Vamp doc and like how much Vampiro credits Matt Stryker to like saving, I think he straight up says in that documentary, he saved my life.
Yeah.
Like their chemistry carries Matt Stryker's mediocrity for me, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say, I'm surprised that Vampiro isn't the one that I'm like, oh, why did you say that?
Vampiro, I thought when we started this podcast, I thought that would be the case. But like each week Vampiro says something and I'm like, you know what? Thank God Vampiro is here.
Yeah.
He's great. He's been, even as like old school, like, even when he says something like old man sort of, yeah, that would have been okay 15 years ago, you can see where it's leading to something else that's more meaningful. And you can see the wheels turning as he learns.
Yeah. I loved how he kept putting over Daga.
Oh, he loves Daga. Like if he loves you, you can, and even if he doesn't like you, like I think he says later, like about Killshot, hey, that's not my guy, but Matt, you love him and I respect you. And he puts over Killshot. The people he loves, he puts over crazy. And even if he doesn't love you, he still respects your work enough.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, Vampiro is amazing. And if we got to put up with Matt Stryker to get this level of Vampiro commentary, sure. I'll say sure. Cobra lands the Michinoku Slam pinfall onto Mascarita, but Daga breaks it up by pulling her hair. And Cobra's kind of hot for it. She like licks his belly and is like, oh yeah, dude. And Daga's like, what the fuck? Girls, gross, and like shoves her out of the ring. It's weird. It's not the reaction I expected to get to your pinfall being broken up.
Yeah, Daga is freaked by Cobra's sexual advances. He homeschooled, baby. Oh, sorry. He homeschooled baby Mack. Baby Mack. I want my machine. Cage will kill Chavo and shit in his bag. Cobra and Mascarita go at it. Argenis and Daga go at it. Springboard moonsault on the outside to knock out Daga. Man, it's so good.
Cobra and Mascarita go back at it. Argenis breaks up Sagrada's pinfall. Masquerita gets this arm breaker at the Argenis before Argenis like folds fucking Masquerita Sagrada in half with this like almost JML driver. Brutal. Daga breaks the pinfall. Daga just starts suplexing everyone. He gets this simultaneous gory special on Cobra on his back while doing like a pendulum hold onto Argenis. Like he's just squeezing and stretching everybody not named Masquerita Sagrada, who breaks up the submission hold.
That was great.
That was wild. Daga's this is only Daga's second match. And I'm excited. We got one, like the first match was a 1v1 against Tejano, and that was brutal. This is it's a lot more chaotic. You don't get as much of your stuff in. You kind of just like choose your spots. But the spot that Daga did get in, that gory special pendulum, oofa boofa. Thank you. Cobra Moon from a Dragon Sleeper hits Masquerita Sagrada with the Fire Thunder Driver, that pile driver-like move. As Daga enters the ring, though, she doesn't cover him. Instead, she slithers into the corner and offers the pin to Daga, who elbow drops Masquerita one more time, because fuck you, and then takes the pin and covers Masquerita. Daga wins 4 minutes and 58 seconds. After the match, Daga is confused and disgusted by this horny snake. As Vampiro puts it, Adam and Eve, bro, don't bite that apple. Daga is looking at a very dangerous path. So we got a new storyline here. Cobra Moon is interested in Daga for something. We're presented as it's a sexual thing, which, like, fair. Daga's a good-looking man. I get that. But I do know a little bit where Cobra's character goes, and also seeing Cobra up until this point, she's been very planning. She's not entirely an emotional character. She's a very logic-driven character, right? She's got a lot, like even in her matches we've seen so far, it's a lot of like planning and schemes going on. I suspect there is something more than just horny for Daga. I'm not saying you can't be horny for Daga, but I think Cobra Moon has something additional up her snake skin.
I hope this ends with them being a tag team match.
Yeah.
Them on a team, the two of them.
Maybe. I don't know if maybe it's a snake thing. I don't think I trust Cobra Moon, though.
Okay. Because you were raised Catholic, I understand.
Listen, the Veggie Tales took care of me when my father refused. Veggie Tales weren't my stepdad. They're my dad who stepped up. Thank you, Larry.
Well, what I'm saying is, like, the Bible says snakes is bad. They scary.
Bible says snakes is bad. They scary. Killshot says, let me put my gear on and not get creeped out by the greatest creep in the fucking temple. We cut to a locker room after the match. Killshot is gearing up when Marty the Moth, biggest creep in the temple, appears behind him and salutes. Marty the Moth reporting for duty, sir.
He got that dog in him.
He got that Abe Pagoda in him for sure. Marty informs Killshot about their match tonight, and he hopes Killshot's ready for battle. He puts the finger guns up to Killshot's head. He pushes the finger away. He puts the second finger up. Fucking flips Marty onto his back. Killshot puts the finger guns to Marty's head. Bang. And then Marty starts giggling in the most upsetting giggle I could imagine. It's such an evil, sinister giggle that you could tell he just kept going with it. They just kept cutting back to it. Like in a really like nice way where it's just like you think it would end and they cut out, but then it cuts back in and he's still giggling on the floor, just like writhing in his own sweat and deranged enjoyment from Killshot's anger. It's so fucked up.
He's given Big the Riddler as Jim Carrey vibes, or
yes,
every Bible Man villain from series 2, because that man was just being the Riddler. Like that's what he was doing so flagrantly. But he's like, the Lord won't allow copyright infringement, okay?
I love how you nailed it with the Riddler Jim Carrey. Absolutely. And then you had to take it one step beyond, which is what I love about you so very much. It's like, or that Bible Man villain. Y'all guys know Bible Man, right? Big Bible Man fans out there?
You run out and say, y'all know the Bible Man? Yeah! Do you worship the Lord Christ? Yeah! Will you take down demons? Yeah!
It's the one guy from that first match. Y'all know Bible Man, right? Get fame.
No, it was just Famous B.
Y'all love Jesus Christ?
Jesus Christ.
They confuse. 1, 2, 3, get Lord.
Oh, damn. You'd love calling that when you were 16 years old.
Why is our phone bill so expensive? Because I love Jesus, you bitch. Don't call your mother a bitch, Sean. I shouldn't have called my mom a bitch. I love her very much.
I have a direct line to Jesus Christ himself. Then your father smacks you and says, are you saying you're the Pope, boy?
And I say, I'm sorry, Larry. Because, of course, it wouldn't be my father. It would be my stepfather, Larry
Veggie
the cucumber.
Tales.
Yeah, of course. So I'm just... Larry the cucumber is just beating the shit out of me as a child.
Hell yeah.
For swearing at my mother. You know what? Fair. Larry, fair.
He's like, you might have one man inside of you, but now you got a cucumber.
Is that pornographic or body horror?
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is like a cucumber going inside of you.
Yeah.
But we don't know where he's going inside. It could be like ripped through your chest, maybe in your mouth and into your gut, and then chest bursters out of you.
I got so many orifices to possible orifices. That cucumber could be going anywhere. But we're going back to the ring.
Yeah.
Melissa is crossing her arms. She is already not about this as Marty enters the ring and posts up directly behind her again.
She's given big gif of that one guy going, not gonna do it.
Who was that? Dana Carvey impersonating
George Bush.
George Bush? Yeah. I'm so glad that's carrying over. Well, it's because he does it every week. Every time he's in a match, Marty is going to post up behind Melissa Santos and sniff the shit out of her.
If only it were Cuerno. Ooh, who's a better sniffer, Cuerno or Marty?
I mean, I want to be sniffed by Cuerno. I think that's the difference, you know? Marty the Moth versus Killshot is next. Vampiro describes Marty psychopathic, psychotic, and kind of grimy, which nails it. Perfect. No notes. Matt Stryker lists a bunch of dork army gimmicks before Vampiro comes through with the Major Guns reference. Major Guns was the sexy valet from WCW's Misfits in Action. The guns were her titties, and they were major. Yeah.
Bazingas!
They cut to it. It's like, in the temple tonight, it's what's his face from Big Bang Theory, and he just gives a bazinga to us.
Jim Parsons?
Yeah.
Is it old Sheldon, normal Sheldon, or young Sheldon?
It is his role as Harvey from Broadway.
Sean.
Yes?
They need to do Ghost Sheldon.
Ghost in the Sheldon? Ghost in the Sheldon. Let's go.
And he's got some big bingos, baby.
Ghost in the Sheldon, but also big titties.
Yeah, dude.
Why am I? Yeah, you know what? I hate to say it, Shelby, you're off formulaic. I'm on now. We're writing spec scripts. Next one, Ghost in the Sheldon featuring big titties.
Yeah, you know that formulaic show, Ghost in the Sheldon? I guess that would just be a Halloween episode where he goes dressed as the woman from Ghost in the Shell. And they're like, he's Ghost in the Sheldon, get it?
Sure, I just brought the pun to the table and all. That's kind of where I end.
It's him dressed up like he's from Haunted Mansion, and he's being carted around in like a clamshell, and he's Ghost in the Sheldon.
Okay, all right, and we'll you know what? We'll get into it later. How the titties come into it. But
he's dressed as a mermaid, and he's got clamshell titties. I guess it's like
great.
You could just do that. Ghost in the Sheldons.
Writing is so easy.
Yeah, dude. I can't believe they were on strike for this, okay? I'm fucking kidding. I am 100% lying about that.
100% joking. Honestly, thank you, Hollywood writers, for not writing Ghost in the Sheldon featuring titties.
Wait,
this sounds terrible.
Hold on real quick.
Yeah.
AI would never be able to come up with Ghost in the Sheldon and then what concept we just created. So you're on blast, Microsoft.
Yeah. There's a match. There's wrestling happening.
Yeah, and Marty just got some gutters installed because that dude...
Marty's looking great. We've talked before, I think it was the trios match where Marty takes that head kick and just like cranks his neck and laughs. That's the vibe we got from that giggle. That's the vibe he's still bringing. It's amazing. Marty tries to get into Killshot's head up top. He gets in his head just long enough for him to like rush him down. right? Like Marty's bigger than Killshot. He's going to be the brawler in this match. But Marty keeps giving up distance. And anytime you give up you create distance, it's going to favor the more agile and the faster competitor. Again, in this case, Killshot. Big tope. He gets caught by Marty, though, as he's topeing to the outside. Huge power slam to the outside. Marty goes to camera. Ouch. He's like full on Jack Nicholson, The Shining, Jim Carrey. It's little Jack Nicholson's Joker in there as well. He's a crazy person, and I love him.
Imagine instead of Jack Nielsen, what's the dude's name?
Nicholson. Okay.
Fuck, I'm getting a little there.
I don't know. I love Jack Nielsen. It's Jack Nicholson who's obsessed with the Nielsen ratings. Gotta make sure the people are watching my TV special, bud.
Triple H, oh my God.
Shut the fuck up.
So instead of Jack Nicholson, it's Jim Carrey's the Riddler in The Shining.
I don't have I like that. I don't have a Jim Carrey impression. Mr. Popper's Penguins, Batman. How's that?
Yeah, man, if Triple H were to be
Shut the fuck up. Matt Stryker says, Marty licking his fingers for no apparent reason. There it is, to put them into Killshot's mouth. He licks his fingers to put them in Killshot's mouth and or butt. That's disgusting and amazing.
Yeah, you gotta lube up regardless if you think there's natural lube in there. You gotta lube up more.
Factual. Take care of your partners, especially if you're going to shove your fingers in their mouth.
Yeah, you don't want to prolapse that throat.
You don't want to prolapse that throat. Well, body horror featuring pornography. I love this Vampiro line. I don't know if he even wants to win in regards to Marty. I don't know if he even wants to win. He just wants to live out his weird fetishes. Matt Stryker comes in. I wouldn't know anything about those. Exploder suplex into the buckle.
Explode her suplex.
Thank you. It's about to be Women's History Month. So instead of all these exploder suplexes, can we get some explode her suplexes? Thank you very much.
Yeah, have her explode with happiness and have penis, baby.
Happiness, have penis. Yes. Marty takes a little too much time afterwards. He walks into a super kick to a corner elbow. Big question mark kick. He can't create distance with someone like Killshot. He's too fast. He's too good. Rolling cutter scores a 2-fall. Another devastating running drop kick sets up for Killshot's double stomp, but Marty cuts him off on the top.
Killshot's so fast that I heard, this is no foolin', he did the mocap for Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes. Yeah.
That's not effects. That's just a man running real fast in a green suit.
That's just Shane Strickland being really good at rolling around at the speed of sound. Motherfuckers got places to go. He must follow his rainbow. We're going to leave this silence in, right?
No, just move on. .org.
Marty and Killshot battle on the apron. Killshot comes out on top after a big Death Valley driver. Both wrestlers barely beat the 10 count. They roll back in the ring, exchange punches. Big running knee from Killshot, lariat from Marty, curb stomp by Marty, 2-fall only. Marty, bleeding from the right nostril now, starts throwing these big stinger splashes into the corner. 1 splash, 2 splash. But on the 3rd splash, Killshot catches him. Takes him into the middle of the ring. JML driver wins the match, 7 minutes and 8 seconds. Killshot, baby.
I love this rivalry that they're setting up, which we'll get further into. But real quick, Vampiro said, they are experiencing some like blunt force trauma, something along those lines. And he's like, nothing like my trauma. And then Stryker says, the trauma you're experiencing is your own birth.
Yeah, that was real fucked up. Stryker, I think Vampiro even says, hey man, no one gets to make those jokes. Stryker's like, I thought I was the only one who could. I'm like, I'm glad you guys are friends, or else that's a really fucked up thing to say.
Yeah, Nicole once made a joke about one of my big traumatic things in my life, and I was like, no, Nicole, you can't make those jokes.
No.
It was funny, though.
It's like, it's one of those things, like, I don't know. I always think about when I started going into counseling and, for my stuff, one of the things I really struggled with for a long time was absolutes. Like things were always 100% this or 100% that. And it's one of those things like as I go on, like I have jokes now. And when I set boundaries for meeting people, please don't joke to me about this or joke to me about that. But if I've known you and like we're friends, depending on the situation, there are some things I'd ask you not to joke about on podcasts, but like when we're just hanging out, usually everything's on the table.
It's not that it's like, oh, you're making that joke about me in this scenario, because it's that thing that I always bleep out. So when I say those jokes, that's me joking on something from my past. But when Nicole or when anyone else says it, it is technically a joke that would age poorly because it's a joke about a that all gets bleeped, but like that's
right. Yep.
In context, like when the person says a joke that I would say about myself, it's like, oh no, that came out just wrong.
Yeah, that's totally. It's one of those things. Like I'm glad Stryker and Vampiro are friends, but it still probably is one of those jokes. Like afterwards, like, hey man, can we not do that one again?
Unless Vampiro pitched it,
maybe, possibly.
Like as I've said, if I die young, I will in my will have roast jokes about me that you have to say at my funeral. Like I wrote them all. Yes, of course, is my will and testament, last style.
Honestly, can't be any less. It's probably healthier than Pete Holmes organizing his own roast at like 24 or whatever.
Yeah.
Shout out to Pete Holmes. Love you. Thank you for listening to the podcast.
My friend, I believe, orchestrated his own roast at his open house high school.
Wow. Wait, at like the open house, like when students would come to visit the high school?
No, his high school open house, or his graduation. He graduated graduation open house. That's what it's called.
Okay. I was like, because I remember going to open houses in high school when I was in middle school to like visit high schools. And they'd be like, hey, check it. Literally how I chose the high school I went to. Hey, we have a theater program and there are women in the theater program. You should check that out.
Can I say two of the jokes that I said?
Please.
I said, man, my friend Jamie, that's his name. Jamie, my nickname for him's the Bridge, or just Bridge, because trolls love to sleep under him. As like girlfriends and ex-girlfriends of his were in the crowd. And then I said, yeah, Jamie, he finds beauty in all women. Beauty's his nickname for his penis. Because that dude could fuck anyone. He's hot.
Front of the school? Did you say fuck in front of the school?
No. This is his graduation open house.
Oh, like he had a party at his house.
Yeah, like for his graduation party.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that what they're called?
I think they're just called graduation parties.
Okay, well that. So it was just like his friends and such. And I was up there just like friar style club.
Oh my gosh. I remember, I might have talked about this before, moving out of Buffalo. And my friends were putting together, hey, you're gonna need some money. You don't have a lot of marketable skills, so we're gonna raise a little bit of money with like this show. I'm like, cool, let's do like a showcase. And I'm like, yeah, let's do a roast. I'm like, or we can just do a showcase. And they're like, or we can do a roast. So it just became this big giant roast, which was very kind. It was so sweet. I fucking hate all of those people so much.
Oh, for real?
No, I love them to death.
Okay.
No, they were wonderful. Shouts out to Don Johnson for organizing that. It was a fucking blast.
Oh, Sean, he calls himself Goose. What is he? A beautiful, majestic creature?
Beautiful's the nickname for my penis.
Whoa, you too?
Yep. Me, Jamie, and Bono. We've got beautiful penises. After the match between Killshot and Marty, Killshot goes to collect his dog tags. Marty jumps him from behind and just beats the shit out of him. Throws him to the barricade, swings his skull into the ring post, tosses him back in the ring. Marty now removes Killshot's dog tags, dangles them in front of him before landing a curb stomp off the middle rope. And is still just like hypnotizing, dangling those dog tags as we go to commercial. And we come back, and it is the Gift of the Gods title match. Woo! That's right. Tejano versus Cop versus the Mack versus Sinestro de la Muerte versus Aerostar versus Canceled versus Chavo Guerrero Jr. Chavo sneaks out early. This is a 7-way, 1 pinfall. Whoever lands that pinfall is the Gift of the Gods champion. Chavo sneaks out of the ring early before everyone does their opening match, get my shit in offense. Mm-hmm. Smart, Chavo. He's a thinker. He's a stinker, but he's also a thinker. You got to appreciate both.
Wonder why he's a stinker.
Can't be because of the talcum powder. Talcum powder absorbs scent a little bit.
But it's what's in the inside rolling around that talcum powder. That's why he is.
That's what I tell all the girls I go on a first date with. It's not about the shit on the outside. It's about the shit inside the talcum powder that counts, and that's my heart. I love you, baby. I always tell them I love them on the first date. It's not a good idea. Don't live like me.
But it's fine. You're ethically monogamous now, so. You say I love you to everyone.
That's manipulation, really. That's more manipulation. If someone is ethically not monogamous or not. Okay,
I also said ethically monogamous. That's
I know. But I knew what you were going for.
I'm just forgetting to say words today.
I'm forgetting to say nothing because I wrote it all down. But yeah, no, if you're dating someone who's ethically non-monogamous and they start love bombing you like that off the bat, be careful. They're probably trying to manipulate you. Joey Ryan and Sexy Star square off, which is a wild sentence to say in 2024.
Oh, yeah.
Both of these people are very canceled. Chavo stops Joey from perving to try and steal a pinfall, but Sexy fights out. Mack comes back in, evens the odds against Joey and Chavo.
Wait, you glossed over how valiant Chavo came out. He came up to pretty much stop an assault that it felt like was going to happen. Chavo like pushes away Joey Ryan and says, "Hey, no, and then kind of like winks at him like, we're wrestling here, bitch, and then just tries to pinfall Sexy. It was so good.
It is so tricky. It is wild also, like, just to jump ahead and be like, Chavo's clearly the hero here.
Oh, yeah.
Clearly the hero here.
He's like being an ally while still being himself. And that's what true, just great people are.
Chavo's a great person. He didn't even want that pinfall. He just wanted to end the match so that everyone could stop looking at Joey Ryan and fucking Sexy Star.
Yeah.
These people are bad. If you're new to the podcast and you don't know, both of these people are canceled. Encourage you to Google it. We don't really have the time to get into it here. Just bad stuff.
And two wildly different reasons.
But both pretty fucking shitty.
And somehow both happened at Jan 6.
I stormed the Capitol, but only to watch Sexy Star versus Joey Ryan.
Like, we're gonna have the greatest fucking match of the lifetime. Oval Office, street rules, no DQs.
Oh, it's... Tejano pulls Sexy out of the ring to lucha off with Mack. Almost scores the pin before Aerostar breaks it up. This match goes real fast. It's a lot of this. Pull you out, start fighting. Pull you out, start fighting.
Not as fast as mocap artist.
Kill shot? Yeah, no. Running around at the speed of kill shots.
Yes.
Tejano pulls Aerostar's titties out for some chops in the corners. But unfortunately, the corner is where they keep the ropes. And Aerostar can use those ropes to springboard and dance around and do some amazing Aerostar type of things. Springboard senton from Aerostar onto the pile outside. Meanwhile, Tejano gets dumped outside. Sinestro comes in to pick at Aerostar's would-be corpse, but Aerostar cannot die. He is too timeless. So yeah, we get that Aerostar springboard senton onto the pile. Sinestro with a tope con giro. Joey's looking for something, but Sexy knocks him off before she flies herself. Then we get Mack versus Joey. Then Joey versus Sinestro. We get a Ricky Atlas to the back. Sinestro covers, but Tejano breaks it up. Fucking love Tejano. When he goes, Viva Mexico, Culero. Fuck yeah, Tejano. Big leg lariat. Pin gets broken up by Aerostar, who then lands a Hurricane Rana pin. That gets broken up by Joey. Sexy and Mack, they're back in. They bully the shit out of Joey. Big double team. After that, Chavo picks his spots. Smart as Chavo. He's not in there, getting his big flashy moves in. He's waiting for like, hey, you two just double team Joey Ryan? I'm going to beat the shit out of you when you're not looking. Knocks out Sexy. Almost pins Joey with a frog splash. Mack just breaks it up. And as he does, Chavo's slowly getting to his feet. And he sees everyone else in the ring, and they're all looking at Chavo, and none of them look happy to see him.
Because he stole this match. He's not supposed to be here today.
No, you're not even supposed to be here today. Everyone gets their shit in on Chavo.
You don't even go here. Fetch.
They are They are mean girlsing the shit out of poor Chavo, who again, we love. We love Chavo.
They circle finish all over him.
Do you want this to be a pornographic podcast or not? I cannot tell.
Okay, they circle finish all over him as he has La Plaga. So then it's pornographic body horror.
Thank you so much. Thank you, James. Everyone's beating the shit out of Chavo right as Cage comes back out. And everyone kind of backs off. Yeah.
When he got like all those finishers, Vampiro through chuckles goes, Chavo just got rocked. It's so funny.
He really did. And just like to credit Chavo again for like putting this together. It's so satisfying. And it's one of those things, it looks simple, but it's really not for Chavo to have done, to really not taken any offense. Like no one's really touched Chavo up until this point. And then you get that slow realization. He built it perfectly so that everyone just shits on him at once. And it's so satisfying. Like if you're buying into the kayfabe and he is the villain and, you know, these guys are your heroes. It's so good to see this happen. So satisfying, executed perfectly. And just as everyone finishes on him, here comes Cage, who is not happy about it. Everyone kind of backs off. They're like, yeah, you're dead. Chavo, you're going to die. This machine, not a man, is going to murder you. And Cage instead beats the shit out of everyone else. And like beats the shit out of everyone else. It's not like punching you're down, punching. No, he's doing moves to everyone. And they're all dying.
Yeah, and they're all named after nerd shit.
Yep. Warcraft. I was gonna say Warcraft, but I don't think he's a Warcraft fan. I think that's Shayna Baszler.
He's more Warhammer babe.
Yeah, babe.
Because it's a Marvel character.
Oh yeah, okay. He's more of a Marvel guy.
No, it's War Machine, dang it.
Yeah, Warhammer is a game.
Yeah, War Hamster is a parody of a game in Dork Tower.
Wow. And warm hamster is what happens if you leave your hamster in the microwave. Don't do it.
You could have said out in a sunbeam, you sick pervert.
I could have said a lot of things.
No, you should have said it would be like if Hamtaro and that like other girl hamster
Bijou, her name is Bijou.
And Bijou were banging it out in a microwave and then that fused them together in pornographic body horror.
James, stop reading my dream diaries. It's starting to get weird.
Ooh.
It's okay. The final one, he throws Sexy Star onto the pile outside. He clears house. Joey tries to steal the pin behind Cage's back, but Cage has got eyes on his muscles. So he sees that shit. Picks up Joey, drill claw, drags Chavo on top of Joey. The ref counts the pin. Chavo wins. After 8 minutes and 33 seconds, Chavo is your Gift of the Gods champion in season 2.
The most what that I've ever said at a wrestling match.
It's convoluted. Let's explain it and then let's talk about it. So Chavo wakes up. He wakes up with the belt in his hand. He comes to, he's like, what? Huh? How? He's confused and he's terrified as he sees Cage walking towards him. So Chavo bails and Cage takes the mic. He congratulates Chavo and he tells them that the title is getting defended next week against me. I'm a machine! Yeah! Now, interesting. I think I get it. I think I get it for Cage's character. I don't think I would get this for everyone. So Cage made sure Chavo won so that Cage could challenge Chavo for the belt.
Yeah.
If I can't beat the match, the next best thing I can do is win the belt.
Yeah, because he can't win the belt right now. The best way to win it is by a person he knows he can dominate so easily.
I guess that's part of it. To me, I'm thinking more like, not even just dominate easily, somebody I want to dominate.
Do you guys want to dominate easily? Coming to you right now is the new and improved Dominate Mini. Bring it with you on an airplane. Bring it with you on a boat. Literally, the Dominate Mini is the easiest way, the most convenient way to put a dog in his place.
I wish you guys could have seen the face, the smile that glazed over James's face As soon as he recognized the word dominate has been used more than once.
Well, though I was like, okay, well, it wasn't that it was being used.
It was easily.
Easily dominate. That's why my eyes glazed over. They rolled into the back of their heads like I'm some man of magic.
You're just... I'm just so proud of you for finding a loophole. The Dominator has been outlawed in all 50 states, but nobody said anything about the Dominator Mini. Buy it before it gets outlawed to fucking death.
Or it hasn't been outlawed in Puerto Rico.
I'm working on it.
No, you can't fly. You're on the no-fly list. I put you there.
Yeah, that's why I swim, Daddy.
Oh, dang.
Watch these wings as I swim faster than the speed of Killshot.
Well, if you decide to travel via boat, and maybe you have a dog on board, I got something that'll fit any compartment of that place.
There's a post-credit scene we have to get to. After the credits roll, we cut to Penta's dojo / sex dungeon. James, this is a sex dungeon now. They
got Penta on a ding-dang sex swing.
Vampiro, we get glimpses and pieces of really nothing, just like limbs and chains. And we hear Vampiro's voice as he says, "The monster broke you in two. Now I must break you again to make you strong." And that's when we see Vampiro strike Penta with a kendo stick. Penta, who is suspended in the air with chains, face down. It's a sex swing. This is a sex swing. That is one of the, sometimes like low budget horror movies will use like fetish gear as horror items because that's what has happened here. That's pretty sure what's going on. He's hitting him with this kendo stick and screaming silencio whenever Penta cries in pain. And Vampiro says, "Only the weak cry in pain. Only the weak show their suffering. Only the weak are afraid. The voices in your head. The voices in your head, you have to overcome them. Ian thought he could control me with those pills." And he starts kind of twitching and he starts freaking out. And he starts smacking himself in the forehead like repeatedly with the kendo stick before just coming back. He was wrong.
He's barking.
Kind of, yeah.
He could use one of these Dominator Minis.
I know.
Get Ian back, okay? That's what I'm saying.
We need to... Get Ian back, get this Dominator out of my podcast.
No.
He was wrong. I love that. I do love that, though, that the way he took that time, tried to control me with those pills. He was wrong. And he comes back so calm as Vampiro, not as Ian, on that he was wrong. It's so fucked. As like as much as they're using a low budget fetish gear to film this horror scene, everything else about the execution is perfect. It's beautiful. He comes back, all your fear, all the pain, all those injuries, all those things you think controlled you really don't. Because this is nothing compared to what he, Matanza, did to you. And then Vampiro puts away the stick and he brings out the barbed wire baseball bat, or what I'm about to do. Cut out. That's how you do it, baby. He's gonna beat him to fucking shit with the barbed wire, and the sex swing, and the fucking dominate. It's so good.
If only he pulled out a barbed wire dildo, but then he removes the barbed wire and he says, "Oh, don't know how that got on there."
Now that's some body horror pornography if I've ever heard it. And if you guys want to hear body horror pornography, please don't come to my channel, twitch.tv/GooseVonKaiser. I beg of you, we're not doing body horror porno. I will be flagged by TOS, but we are having a lot of fun playing Dark Souls, goofing around, watching silly videos. Come through, hang out. We love you. Kisses.
Yeah. Hey, guys, if you want to hear more Sean this week, the formulaic, a podcast and script writing, table read of A Pup Named Scooby-Doo came out, and Sean, for the third time in a row, has reprised his role as Scooby-Doo. No, Shaggy-Doo.
Shaggy-Doo? That's not his... Shaggy Rogers.
No, he ends up marrying Scooby's cousin, Merdred, or whatever her name is.
I don't know if that's true.
And then they live happily ever after. The end. But guys, go listen to that. That's out. It came out yesterday. Wherever you're listening to this, you can check that out. And listen to all my other podcasts, mostly Speaking Sentai, etc. I'm too high to remember. And Head over to patreon.com/MLMpod, where for $5 a month, you get exclusive content every single Friday. But if you're a $10 patron, you get all of that exclusive content weekly, but you get bonus monthly content, as well as shout-outs on every single free feed podcast. So let's begin with those, starting with Steve F., Eric Berry of Ranger Command Power Hour, Alex Z, the Waz, Orion, Jordan B, the Chaos Witch, my Bickle brother in common law, Joshua, Jake, Steve Barnes, a sweet child of the time, and Intro Void, my mother, Little Corey's BFF, and now former roommate Shane, that fed, twitch.tv/core winning, it's Corwin, and from the ROM Complex, as well as Formulaic, a podcast and script writing, it's twitch.tv/R2 Shelby2. I've been James.
I've been Sean, and this has been Sweaty Time Pro Wrestling. Purple Prancer forever.
Bye-bye. Oh, yeah.